Hey everyone, Yolanda Trotman here. Thank you again for tuning in to the conversation for those of you who joined us live. And of course, for those of you who are going to be watching the replay later, it will be up on the YouTube channel. It's actually up there now. And of course, you can catch it here on Facebook on my personal page and on the Conversation with Yolanda Trotman page. I wanted to take an opportunity, and the basic information is listed within this post itself, to give you a recap or an after the show, if you will, about some of the topics that we discussed. Again, very, very, very special thank you to Anthony Trotman, who is the Assistant County Manager for ultimately Health and Human Services in Mecklenburg County. We discussed so much, and we really tackled some of the tougher topics, such as racial disparities and what that actually looks like. A lot of the things that are going on here in Mecklenburg County, just things that you've probably not heard about or our local media has not talked about in terms of how we are addressing COVID and how it's affected the our homeless neighbors, and just some of the wonderful things that the county has really done to try to address some of those issues. What I wanted to do is to take a quick moment to make sure that you have some very important information that you can share with other people, especially as Mecklenburg County is ramping up its testing. Obviously, that's going to mean that our numbers are going to look very different than what they are now. We have a number of mobile testing units that are going to be available, but we also talked about the options that and the things that are available to people who may be dealing with some mental health issues or have concerns or know someone who may be dealing with some mental health challenges as we're navigating this space as far as this pandemic. So the first thing, so if you do not have health insurance, as Anthony told you, if you have health insurance, contact your primary care provider first. That's your first step. They will obviously do the assessment and the screening. He talked about all of the things that they are looking for as far as temperature, loss of taste, and loss of sense of taste and smell, whether or not there's been a prolonged fever, the coughing, those things that you've already heard about as far as the news is concerned. But it's important that you are with a provider that's going to do that assessment first. So if you don't have health insurance, your option is to contact the health department. That number is 980-314-9400. Again, that's 980-314-9400. All of this information is within the post itself, because I want to make sure that you have this information and you can pass it on to other people. The main number for Atrium Health is 704-468-8888. Again, that's 704-468-8888. For Novant Health, their main number is 8779-NOVANT. And again, that's 8779-NOVANT. Big news is that testing is rolling out on a much grander scale now. There's mobile testing units that Novant Health and Atrium Health are both offering. And I have some additional information for the Michael Jordan Center that is also making some things available for people as well. So the mobile units for Novant Health will be at the health department location on Beatties Ford Road. That is 2845 Beatties Ford Road. That's on the west side of Charlotte. They will have mobile testing beginning on Wednesday, tomorrow, which would be April the 14th. That will be from 8 to 5. I'm sorry, 9 to 5 tomorrow. Then it'll be from 8 to 5 after that. On the east side, it'll be located at 5501 Executive Center Drive. That's the corner of Executive Center Drive and Albemarle Road. Again, that same date, beginning on Wednesday, 9 to 5. And then from Thursday going forward, it will be 8 to 5. Make sure you share that information, especially if you are having symptoms or if you or someone you know is having symptoms. And as he said, they're not going to turn people away who are asymptomatic. But just be mindful of that, particularly if it's possible that you've been exposed to someone who has contracted COVID-19, or you think you may be experiencing symptoms. The Atrium mobile units are at theirs will start tomorrow, Tuesday, 10 to 4. That location will be NorthPark. That's 251 Eastway Drive. On Thursday, their location will be at First Baptist West. That's 1801 Oaklawn Avenue in Charlotte, and that's from 10 to 4. So that's your locations for the mobile units that are being set up. That will be ongoing as we ramp up testing in Mecklenburg County. Obviously, understanding that our numbers are going to go up, and that's indicative of the fact that we're doing more testing, which is absolutely needed, because we have to know where people stand in order for us to be in a position to be able to open back up in a way that is going to be safe for everyone. Now, one of the other things that we talked about on the show was dealing with issues of mental health and behavioral health, wellness issues. If you feel like that you are addressing or dealing with some issues, whether it's potentially depression or anxiety, or if you know someone who is struggling with mental health issues, the fact that they may not have a primary care provider or they've lost their health insurance is not a bar to them being able to get the services they need. I cannot express that enough, especially if you know someone who may have lost their health insurance because of a loss of employment. They still have options to go through the health department. And he also talked about that if you go through, in terms of if you need to apply for assistance, there's a waiver, a federal waiver that allows people to get way more in terms of assistance, particularly for food items, than what they were able to get before. So the mobile crisis center information, and I'm going back to the mental health issue. I'll circle back to if you need assistance. But the mobile crisis center number is 704-566-3410. Cardinal has a 24-hour crisis center. That's 1-800-939-5911. Again, all of this is in the post itself in case you miss it. It's all listed there. Atrium Behavioral Health's number is 704-444-2400. Again, that's 704-444-2400. A couple of things that were listed in the comments that we didn't talk about specifically, but I think is particularly important. There is the Hope4NC Helpline, and that connects mental health services for anyone who is dealing with some coping issues or just general resilience or any of that during the time of crisis. That's a 24/7 number. That is 1-855-587-3463. Again, that's 1-855-587-3463. And then if you are a first responder, a healthcare professional, or any type of medical specialist or healthcare staff, there's a special helpline that is designed specifically for medical and healthcare professionals and first responders, and it's called Hope4Healers, the number 4. So it's Hope4Healers. That helpline is 919-266-2002. So all of this information is in the post itself. So in case you missed any of those numbers, all of those numbers are there. Please take an opportunity to share this and, of course, the original episode with anybody who you think would be able, who would need, or that information will be helpful. The general number for Mecklenburg County, and this is if you need to be able to gather information as far as assistance, is 704-336-3000. There's a host of information rather at mecknc.gov, and that's mecknc.gov. The point of all of this with everything that we're going through is that we are getting out good information, that we are looking out for each other, that we are maintaining our own mental health during this process, but we're also disseminating information so that we can all do a good job of taking care of our health and our general welfare. So definitely feel free to share this post. Definitely feel free to check out the full episode. We had such a good time. And it was a real talk conversation, especially when we got to the issue of racial disparities, because we're not giving lip service to what's going on here in Mecklenburg County, and people need to see that and understand that. And as we navigate this space that none of us have ever experienced before, we have to look out for each other. And we also have to make sure that we take care of ourselves. So thank you for tuning into the conversation live, if you were able to do so. And of course, if you tune into the replay, we appreciate you. And as all things, follow us at everything social media at The Convo Pod Show. Have a good night, y'all.